Hi guys, today's review is on a nifty little beauty tool that I ran into recently, or I ordered it recently off of the BH Cosmetics website, and it is their false eyelash applicator. But they have this in two colors, the hot pink that I have here, and also a lighter pink. And I consider myself to be pretty comfortable with putting on false lashes just with my fingers. I've tried using tweezers in the past. I never really got comfortable with that, so fingers have always just been my go-to way to get them on there and get them pressed down and whatever. So I thought that either something like this is going to make my life way more difficult if I try to use it, or maybe it's going to be a lot easier than I would expect. Did you guys hear that? She's a little ball of energy this morning. She's going on a rampage. Once I got this, I thought, well, this seems like a pretty well-constructed little beauty tool. You know, when you press it together there at the ends, they really meet up nicely. And you've got this little kind of rubbery nub at the other end that you can use to press down the lashes while you're applying them. One thing that I do run into when I am applying my false lashes, I mean, picture me holding a set of false lashes right here. And when I go to put them on my eye, at least part of my eye ends up kind of getting out of view because of my hand. Like, I mean, I could try to go from right up here, but then my placement might be a little off. So when I'm trying to get, you know, straight ahead right on my lash line, I'm normally obstructing my view somewhat, usually on the outer part. Like, I'm not seeing exactly where that's going. Normally I have pretty good luck with that, and luck is sometimes what that method comes down to. But every now and then I have a little problem, and some lashes are harder to work with than others. So one advantage that I think you'll notice as you watch my demonstration is that this handle is long enough that your hand can get far enough removed from what's actually happening here to see your entire lash line. You can see exactly where things are going. So first off, I've got my mascara on, and I've had my glue kind of starting to dry here on my lash band. These are the Red Cherry number 43 false lashes. Try to sort of center it up, and then this holder can also give you an indication of, you know, where it's getting placed on your eye. And then I kind of tip back a little bit. I can see that I'm actually getting on the center of the lash line. And then I place, and you can always like kind of go in with this other tip and press down. But I feel like I just have so much control when it comes to, you know, actually setting the lashes on the lash line with my fingers that I go in with that. But I love this little tip because so many times I've gone in with my finger when the glue has still been wet like this, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna dab right over that real quick while the glue's wet, right? But I always will like pull the lash back off. So here you can use that little thing. You can use these almost like tweezers and kind of, you know, press into your lash line a little bit. But there they are on, and they're centered up where they should be. I do have a really comprehensive false lash video. It's called False Lashes 101, Select, Apply, Remove, Clean. So definitely check that out if you're into this idea and you want way more info on the process. But my overall thought on this is that even as someone who is comfortable using their fingers to apply the false lashes, I still think that this is an asset, especially with some kind of tricky or harder to apply lashes where the band isn't perfectly curved, you know, and you've got to work with it more. This is a really nice way to see exactly where you're going, and really affordable too. And I know there are a lot of people out there who do struggle with fingers, and it's just like that's the reason why they throw their hands up and say, I'm not going to wear false lashes, they're too hard. And so this does help quite a bit. And another reason why I do like these over tweezers is because you've got a wider clamp right here, and sometimes with false lashes, especially when you're reusing them. I've got a set here that has been used several times, and it's quite a bit more curved than it once was. But with this wider clamp, what I'll do is I'll kind of like go between my fingers like that. There I'm stretching out the lash, and then get your clamp there and clamp on, and then you've straightened it out some and made it again more easy to place on your lashes without stretching it between two hands and going in there like that. Tweezers are just super narrow, so they're not able to really straighten out the band like that. I'm trying to think if there's any kind of con to this product or any kind of drawback to it. I could see this being a nice tool, like even applying lashes on someone else, which can be tricky too, getting your fingers in there right around someone's eyes. I hope this review was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!